Friday, January 29th. Just got home from work. It was a busy day. Not much happened. Did have what appeared to be some sort of important walkthrough of the store with, very important persons, management types, all that kind of stuff. Everybody on high alert, kind of just concerned, like wanting to make sure everything looks nice. And it's like, I still think, and a lot of people, it's like if we just keep it at a certain level, then we don't have to worry about it. It's just keep it that level. And because you don't have to like rush around to make sure everything looks nice at the last second if everything just typically just kind of looks nice all the time. And they get that. But, some departments just are a little bit, I don't know, not my business. My section, I'm the only one that works it, except for my days off when people cover for my days off. But the rest of the time, everything looks good with it, they know who to talk to. If anything looks wrong with it, they know who to talk to. But there's only so much that's under my control anyway. I'm at the mercy of all these other variables and factors and and information. It's like I can only be held responsible for the information that I know about. And finding out about stuff last second, it's like, well, if somebody had told me. Anyway. But everything went well as far as I know today. They were down past my section while I was still there. And I did have a chance to see them. And I was like, well, might as well make it look a little bit nicer. Because on a Friday around here, just by the time the customers have a chance to go through everything, it says, it does need to touch up. So, I don't know. It's work. It's not anything like what anybody ever had in mind, for what I would be doing, But it's honest work, physical labor, and it pays rent, bills. Doesn't pay them well, but it does pay. But it's not like a dream job, and it's not like a job that it's like I only keep doing it. It's like, I can do other things, but I'm just not really, I guess, motivated to seek other employment, just because I don't mind what I do. It's okay, and there's nothing really. I've thought about it, and it's like, well, any job's going to have the same type stuff, and it's like I could get more into some other professional, or I don't know. I like the freedom of it's just a job where I go in, I clock in, and I do work, and people leave me alone for the most part. And then I clock out and I'm done. I don't have email that I have to check. I don't have I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. It's a job that I don't really have to think about too much. But again, it doesn't pay. It doesn't afford that much as far as luxuries, but I don't require that much, as far as cost of living. I don't really live in luxury. I would enjoy having a nicer dwelling of some kind at some point, But you know, with everything up in Wisconsin, until that's settled, I really can't even think about that. You know, like paying paying a mortgage and paying rent. It's like, no, I need to take care of Wisconsin business before I can even consider anything like that. But again, motivation, and also I'm waiting for uh, the well, there's other things that are kind of waiting, or I'm waiting, and it's like, is that ever going to happen? Because if that's not going to happen, I might need to take alternative routes. Um, so, hmm. So I didn't really have anything to say. I am kind of not happy. Um, I thought it's like it was getting better, and it's like, it's getting better, but then I, put it under stress by using it a lot, and then it gets inflamed, and it's so like, I'm not sure. I think it's a tendon or ligament. I'm not sure. The left arm, right arm. It's So I'm not sure. It's definitely not. It's uncomfortable. It's not painful, but it's weird. And had some interesting footage of the full wolf moon yet last night and into this morning. If I didn't have work, I would probably taken some footage of it setting, but yeah, I had to be inside and doing stuff. And couldn't arrange for me to, be checking the time and then get outside for when the moon was setting and then be outside and watch it and follow it. But no, I did what I could. I don't know. I did appreciate how that one building that normally has multicolored lights had changed all their lights to red. I don't know if that couldn't have been a coincidence. They must have known and then done that on purpose, because they're just lights, and I think they've got they can just from inside program them to be whatever color they want, you know. So they don't have to be like changing light bulbs or anything. They can just like with any other multicolor light, they can just, like I want 1 to be this color, 2 to be this color, 3 to be this color, and 4 to be, So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. A little tribute to the full wolf moon. So, and yeah. They are a little bit worn and get a little dry and rough from weather. But they still work. I still got 10 of them. Somehow managed that. Anyway, I don't really have anything to talk about. This is just me doing the anonymous checking in with myself thing, apparently. This is what I was doing after work, Friday, January 29th, 2021. This is what was going on, and it's like, Is there like continuity to this? I don't even know. I'm like, why am I? Yeah, it's like, I assume there's a reason. That's got to be good enough, I figure. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe one day I'll look forward to looking at this, and maybe not. Maybe, maybe this will be like, oh God. Who knows? But it could be quite entertaining for all I know. Like how I torture myself, how all the things I didn't know at the time. But there's always going to be those types of things. So take that, whoever, it's like, imagine all the things that you don't know right now, that you still don't know, that you'd like to know. So it's like no matter where, you never reach a point in your life where you know everything that you think you would like to know. So there's always more to know that you don't know at the current time. So be glad to know what you know now. But don't make too many assumptions or take it for granted, because what you think you know could be wrong. That's what ends up getting people. I've heard this. I don't know if this is true. I haven't really spent too much time thinking about it. But what messes people up is not the stuff, as far as like recovery and sobriety, and it probably applies to all sorts of different scenarios. But what messes people up and causes problems in a lot of situations is not the stuff that people don't know can go wrong or don't know about. It's all the stuff that people think they do know. And then since they think they know it and know everything about it, they stop thinking about it and they just don't notice. They're blind. They become blind to maybe systemic problems or inherent problems that were there to begin with. But since they assume that they know everything and are correct, then they just stop looking at it. And they look everywhere else for what might be the problem. But they don't look at this one thing that is the problem, and because they think they know everything about it. So they just assume, and assumptions. So that's one thing I work on. I don't know how well, but trying to be unassuming. But there's some things that an unassuming quality. I don't know if that's me. I don't think that's me. I try not to presume too much either. Like, that's a little bit, because I don't like when people presume anything about me. So it's like, how dare you? So that's kind of like my little golden rule is, it's like if it bothers me, then chances are excellent that it probably bothers other people too. So I don't like assumptions or presumptions being thrown in my direction. And I really don't think that anybody really gives too much thought to what I do, or people seem to pay attention to how I am reacting to things, like as if my reaction is a gauge of how bad something is or how good something is. And it's like, I don't know. I just know whether or not I like it. It doesn't mean whether you should like it or not. Figure it out for yourself. Think for yourself. What I think doesn't, mean it's good or bad. And don't look at me either. don't be watching me for my reactions to how other people are, find it point, just stare off into space. That's what I do. So I try to remain neutral so people can't get a read off me. Because what I think about what anybody says shouldn't, it's like I do not evaluate or, I don't have a scorecard in the meetings or whatever. It's like, I don't have a scorecard. And I'm not like, well, that was a pretty good share. He was very honest right there. I would give him a B minus. And his story, he double talked on himself, and his story didn't. It's like, I don't know. People seem to think weird things, have strange ideas about, it's like I have secret affiliations with law enforcement or the judicial system, as if like if they do well in the meetings that I have some secret pull or influence with their judge or who knows. But I don't, obviously. But no one's ever asked me. But but I think mostly a lot of people just seek approval, without even looking for secondary anything. They just want to be liked. They want to be approved of. Want to be, get that little validation, that little head nod, that they're on the right track, that they're doing okay. So I give them that. And that's about the best I can do. It's like, just give them little smiles. And, I don't know. I do what I do. I don't even know what it is I do. But for the most part, people seem to appreciate my presence, and they don't walk the other direction when I'm approaching. And they don't shut up. Like, they don't immediately get quiet as soon as I enter the room or turn off whatever device they're on. They're pretty comfortable. Because I guess they recognize that I'm not a threat. I'm not taking notes to report or, tell on them. I don't know if anybody's ever thought that before. But, no. I don't think I'd ever feel comfortable going into a prison and giving a talk. I don't think I'd enjoy that. But I do have. It's amazing the conversations I have. It's like, because they're not bad people. They just got mixed up in bad things and behaved badly for a long time and committed horrible crimes. There's nothing else to say about it. But drug-related offenses, and those offenses they lead to all sorts of other things. You name it, you think it. Violence and robbery, guns, theft. So that's why it's always I get a little iffy. It's like when I'm left alone and it's like, hey, they're having a really bad day. And it's like, I don't know. So I like it when there's larger meetings, just so I don't feel, it's like I have a little bit of protection, because I'm not a brawler by any means. So I don't know. Because my greatest asset is, I can talk to people. But sometimes if people are just in a mood, talking just pisses them off even more. And it's like, okay. And I don't know. This one's really going nowhere, and I have nothing left to say. So I'm just going to call it. I don't even know if I'll post this one, because I've just been talking. I'm feeling a little bit self-conscious too. Yeah. Oh well, here it is. Yeah. And it'll be a Friday night tonight. Just nothing extraordinary. Just regular. And I'll go to the meeting because, might as well. See what everybody else is doing. Keep in contact, I guess. Hear the news. But I stay out of the gossip. But let people see that I'm alive. Otherwise, they'd worry. And then they might call me. Like, Eric, you weren't there. So, in the name of not being called or sent a text, it's like I'll show up at a meeting. So, I don't know. Maybe something I'll say will save a life. Or maybe somebody will hear something they don't like and they'll be pissed off and they'll go back out. And but they'll find whatever it is they're looking for. Most people tend to find exactly what they're looking for, and they will find it. So no matter what I say or don't say, or if I show up or don't show up, it really doesn't add up or amount to too much in the end. It might help a little bit, but what's going to happen is pretty much going to happen. Except for the few times. But I don't know what the statistics is on that, or the probability. But very few times there are exceptions. There are always exceptions. Because the moment we think we know everything there is to know about anything, then we've lost something. So, I don't think there's a universal constant that isn't up for revision some way, somehow, sometime. We keep rewriting things because, oh, well, we just learned this, so this is no longer true. So you have to make adjustments. Well, I don't know. I'm still debating on this going up or not. I probably will, just because. I said something that was useful, maybe. And for continuity, it's like, dang it, continuity. Okay, yeah, okay. I really wish I had something profound or interesting to talk about. But I don't. I think I've used up all my material. I mean, oh, well, I did have a story to tell, but that'll be another time because I've already used up my time for right now. I mean, I can make more time anytime I like. I do have that ability. I can just make time. But I do want to take a shower after work. And I don't know if you heard that, but that was my stomach. I haven't eaten. And, yeah. And I'll probably end up, instead of making time, I'll probably take a nap. So, that's my grand life. My secret, the secret of my success is naps. Lots and lots of naps. and patience and tolerance and communication. So, mm, mm. Okay, okay.